It can still be a game.
Absolutely.
Yeah,
Be curious to see these total stats between the two teams if their offenses are at least somewhat comparable, because it looks like Washington's moved the ball a bit. It's just they can't do much with it once they get inside that 20 until that last drive. Ooh, excuse me. That was a good one.
Michigan's physicality is definitely coming through in this game for sure. If Washington wants to try and figure this out in the second half, they definitely have to find a way to shut down that run game for sure. Because I don't really see Michigan passing on them to the extent that it'll really be a major detriment. But if Michigan can keep running the ball on them, that's the entire game right there.
Oh yeah, no, 100%, because they're just gonna keep wearing out their defense, and then that's gonna set up wicked play action plays that can set McNamara up for just open Roman Wilsons just left and right. And so, yeah, you're right. I think if they can't stop Michigan's rushing offense, if they can't hold them to under, shoot, you'd think you don't even want them to get 50 yards. You got to shut it down almost entirely. You've got to make them have to pass the ball exclusively, which I don't know how you can coach that in a halftime locker room speech. I don't know how you fix that. I don't know how you playbook fix that either. That's just one of those things that you either you got it or you don't. So I don't know. But we'll see. Maybe I'll eat my words. I hope I do, because I want to see Washington win this. I want to see Harbaugh go through all of this craziness of seasons looking good and then controversy, the worst of all controversies, cheating allegations. And you suspend yourself or whatever, you're out. But you still win. You keep winning. You go undefeated anyway. And then you go and you win your conference championship, and then you go and you win the first round of the college football playoff semifinals. And it's like, he's on top of the world. It's like, what else can you do to the guy, besides just straight up suspend him,
So great question for you guys, right? He's going to get suspended. I feel like he's going to get suspended no matter what next year, right? So do you find him leave like a higher percentage of leaving if he wins the championship as opposed if he doesn't? Oh, I lost you guys' audio. Since I can't hear you guys, I'll just keep talking. But I find that he's going to leave no matter what. But in my mind, I think it's an even higher probability that he wins and leaves. Like if he loses, then he's still going to have that kind of like that lingering, like, I gotta get this one in before I leave. So I'll be interested to hear what your guys' thoughts are on like where you guys lay your probability on whether or not he wins today or if he loses. Brian, once again, I thought I was the only one that couldn't hear him. So thank you for reaffirming that I'm completely out of pocket on this thing. There you go.
Did it again.
Wow.
There you go. There you go. We got you back.
So how long, when did it cut out?
I didn't hear anything for what your response would be to my Harbaugh question.
That's probably because I replugged in the cameras and it redefaulted to the cameras. I got to turn that shit off in the settings.
That's crazy. Okay. So my answer, I will actually shorten it because I think it was a little bit too drawn out anyway. So thank you, audio problem. So my answer in short is no matter what Harbaugh leaves, I think he has probably an understanding with the powers that be at Michigan that he either walks away giving Michigan a trophy or he doesn't. No matter what, it makes Michigan happy and Harbaugh goes on his way anyway. I think that he's put too much of a stain on the program. There's always going to be that looming feeling of cheating that will always plague the program. It will just be something that will be a meme. And I don't think Michigan is going to want to deal with that. And so I think Carberg goes on his way and he goes to the NFL, of course, and he's going to have probably a decent career there if he goes to a semi-decent program. He shouldn't take a bottom of the barrel program. I think he needs to go to a well-established program that, maybe the coach has just been, they've been average at best, but, maybe they just want to move on to something that'll take them to the next level, something like that. That's where he needs to go. I think he's proved his ability to coach, regardless of the cheating and whatnot.
Mm-hmm.
The man clearly
wins everywhere.
He knows how to win. He knows how to rally around guys, and clearly his guys have rallied around him. Like, they haven't missed a beat. That's either just an incredibly well-coached team that Harbaugh has set up a really competent coaching staff, which I think is true. But I also think it's because he has commanded respect from his players, and his players know how to respect themselves because of it.
Yeah. So the biggest thing with him is it's always like that, like year 4, year 5 tends to be where he wears people out at that point. But obviously it's been working in Michigan. But I think the writing on the wall, the biggest, I'd say most, God, I'm such a short for words here. The most obvious reason that he's leaving is because of they're putting in that 1 year that 1 year agreement, right? You guys know what I'm talking about in the contract?
Yeah, something like that. Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, where it's like no matter what, you're here for a minimum a year without talking to any other NFL teams or anything like that. So that's got to be the writing on the wall for them, where they're like, okay, we know some infractions are about to come down on us, right? But we need you, even if you're not coaching on the field like you were this year, but just you being like that leader and the figurehead in the locker room just to carry us over into that next year, and we get another guy without all the infractions, to get us over the hump, so to speak. So to me, it's like, why would he want to do that when he's got to have a sour taste in his mouth from Michigan already, when they're like, we're cutting your money, we don't believe in you, but yet we still want to keep you because we have no other options. You know what I mean? It's like, it's like dating that girl that you're just stringing along, that's all it was.
But and then I don't want to disrespect. I just think it's funny to describe it this way. That's the only reason why I'm going to say it this way. But I think it's funny that Jim Harbaugh has actually stumbled his way into a national championship.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
I think it's hilarious. Just because there's just been so much against him. Like, everyone doesn't like him. They think he's just this goofy, nerdy, over.
Shit, he is.
He's just this weird guy who just gives you these weird vibes. I don't mean to use just weird woo-woo terms, but he's just a weird guy.
Yeah.
And
talking about milk and you know what I mean?
Honestly, I don't.
Shirtless wrestling in the living room with a recruit.
My take is that like all that to say that like I honestly like the guy. Like I think he's a really like entertaining guy. Like I don't know.
Yeah.
Oh, I'd love to have a beer with him.
Comedy.
Especially with him being like the Niners coach and getting us to the Super Bowl and everything. Like I have no hate for Jim. It's just he is highly unique in his thought process. And like John is a normal guy, which by the way, Ken is not his twin brother. It's his older brother, but
Oh, okay. I
he
thought
is
that was twins for some reason.
no. I think John's like a year or two older. But anyways,
Yeah, I meant to
John
correct
seems
that.
pretty normal, right? But Jim is like a little outside of the norm for everybody else, so to speak.
Yeah. I think he's just kind of like I don't know.
Misunderstood.
Yeah. Well, yeah, that's one way to put it.
Like he means well, but he comes across as super weird.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah. Which,
anyway,
to be fair, could be a lot of us. But.
No, I think he's done good things. Like I think he's done good things for Michigan. I think he's kind of if Nebraska, here we go. This is where we're gonna go with this. You ready for this? If Nebraska would have kept Bo Pelini around, I think Nebraska would have flourished in the Big Ten. I think that we would have started winning more like 10 to 11 games. We just couldn't win the big one, Like we'd win with Iowa. We just couldn't win with the Ohio States or the Michigans. Maybe we would pull one off every once in a while, but then we would lose one to Michigan the week later because they would schedule it that way.
Yeah.
And I just feel like that's what would have happened if we would have just kept that guy around.
Pelini Harbaugh is a great comparison. Like that's
right,
that's
but they're
really good
they're
comparison.
like it's almost like the chaotic evil and chaotic good.
Yeah,
like that's what Jim Harbaugh is. He's like chaotically good. Like you're like, I don't understand this guy. He's just wildly unpredictable. And same thing with Bo Pelini, but angry. Just like just with like a semblance of anger with it all the time. But like super, like he was also a really self-aware guy, and so is Jim Harbaugh. Like they seem like really self-aware. They knew how they were flawed.
You ever think maybe that's why they're angry? Because they have all the self-awareness?
Probably.
Damn it, I know I'm a douchebag and I just don't like it.
Yeah. Well, have you seen that study? There's like a study, I'd have to find out where it was. Maybe it's like Johns Hopkins or whatever, that it was like generally the smarter you are, the more you
self-aware and self-deprecating and
yes, like the more you hate yourself. Like the more the more 100%. On the like
Jesus, I should be freaking Rhodes Scholar then.
Yeah. and so now it doesn't mean that if you hate yourself because you think too much, it doesn't mean that you're a genius. It's like it's like it's a majority of geniuses, but it's also the majority of people tend to also have that too. And so
it's definitely a trait in higher IQ people for sure.
Yes.
You're just more aware of everything that's going on, and you're going to be harder on yourself, right? Like it's just because you expect more out of yourself because you know how smart you are. Like it's not necessarily like a cocky thing. It's just I know what I'm capable of, and so when I'm not performing at my capabilities, it's frustrating.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And I think that some coaches are they just have a really, really good skill at just like blocking that out. And then there's just a few guys who they just don't. Like I wouldn't say it's from a temperament standpoint, but just like a straight up just like politics standpoint. Like a Mike Leach is like one of those not quarterbacks. He's one of those coaches that you can look at and go, this guy just doesn't care what anybody thinks. he's not gonna follow the same path that every coach does. He's not gonna be politically correct. He's gonna speak his mind. You know what you're getting with a Mike Leach.
Yep. So that's the thing is like they always say like as an athlete and as a good coach, a lot of times you have to have the ego, right? But I find that to actually be a little bit misleading is I don't necessarily think that they have an ego. I think it's they've just found out confidence in themselves, so they expect to be really good at things, right?
Yes.
And you can't go through, especially like not only just like a day in day practice or through the ebb and flows of a game, but the ebb and flows of a season and everything. You really have to believe in yourself in order to not be so self-deprecating and like self-analytical to the point that you're negative and bring yourself down, right? So it's a lot like Steve Jobs, Bill Gates, guys like that. Like you have to have like a unalarming amount of optimism within yourself that other people don't understand in order to make it through those trials and tribulations, if that makes sense.
Oh yeah, you have to really believe and know what you're about in order to just let everything that the haters say just roll off your shoulder. Like you have to really truly believe in what you're doing.
Yeah.
And
some people just find that as like Russell Wilson. People find that as like a false optimism, so to speak. But I think between people being truly confident in themselves, and then a lot of times it's people that are pretty like confident in their faith as well. Those are the people that tend to like just come out, because it's like manifesting, right? If you're constantly telling yourself negative things all the time, you're going to manifest negative things, right? But if you're constantly telling yourself positive things and finding a solution through negative things rather than focusing on the negative, you're going to find a way to come out on top through all of that, which is by far easier said than done. I know from some experience that's tough to go through, you know what I mean? But as long as you can
you're not wrong.
Yeah. Like they have to have that like on the outside perspective, false like confidence and optimism, but to them it's not. Like they just believe it.
Yep. Oh, and I do want to Husker Army pointed out something that I feel like definitely needs to be said. Rest in peace to the pirate.
For sure.
Mike Leach, you are a legend. Will forever remain alive in the football community. What you did for the entire college football landscape as a whole, and everything that you've done to from marriage advice to his opinions on the college football playoff. Everything that you've said has been just such a gem, and we will forever miss you, Mike Leach.
His press conferences were, and when he gets interviewed on the sidelines and somebody asked him about what he eats for Thanksgiving, that one was gold. Just, you just gotta get, you get a little potatoes and some stuffing there and some turkey, and then you just gravy on all of it. If you don't put gravy on all that stuff, I don't want you in my life, kind of thing. It was just absolute gold. I miss Mike Leach, and I don't know if it's ever going to go anywhere, but Dana Holgerson was in Lincoln, a Mike Leach disciple from back when they were really good on offense at Texas Tech. That was his offensive coordinator.
Yeah, I saw something about that on Twitter
QB
earlier
coach
today.
So never know.
What's your guys' big take on that? You think he's going to be like our QB coach? What do you think, or just an analyst? What do you think is going to happen there?
I think he's going to be on the staff. I think he's going to be a coach. My guess would be Satterfield moves to tight ends. The tight ends coach moves back into the analyst role, and then they co-offensive coordinate.
Co-offensive coordinate?
I think Holgerson and Sat probably are the co-OCs.
You think that works?
With Holgerson probably doing most of the work because he's going to coach the QBs. So,
I have no opinion because, like I said, I briefly saw it on Twitter. Did not have time to investigate, and here I am.
I don't know if anything has happened with that at all, or if there's been.
I haven't heard anything.
And some of the stuff I saw on Twitter earlier today, we may have gotten that receiver from Wake Forest too, which that would be huge. That dude is big and quick, just like the other guy that came from Texas. So Nair and Banks. That's a couple of good names to have lined up out wide, and that makes that 4 and 5 wide receiver set so much more attractive. You throw Lloyd and Malachi out there with them.
Gives you a full wide receiver set. Like, I was actually hoping more for Banks than the Texas kid. And no disrespect to the Texas kid by any means, but the Banks kid just kind of jumped out on tape a little bit more to me.
Yep.
So,
yep, I hear you. Hey, you want to stick around for the second half? You're more than welcome to.
Sure. Yeah.
However long you feel like.
The relay is flowing, gents. It's been flowing since the man was hired, Brian. My wife and I were at the stadium when he walked in for his press conference, and that was an absolute hoot.
Well, I will say,
short little dude though.
Sneak preview. You guys know how much of a pessimist I've been about Rule and everything. Well, I will reserve my right to retract my opinion going into 2024 season after the spring game. I know that spring games don't necessarily tell you much, but if anything,
sure told us a lot about turnovers.
It really did tell us a lot, actually, about this offense. What we saw in the spring game actually did.
Yeah,
it did end up being what we were going to see. So I'll give it that. It was actually pretty accurate. So if it looks better, I'm going to confirm that I am very, very optimistic about this team this year. I think it's going to be a really good team. I think that last year we were a 9-win team with an average quarterback. And
we just didn't have an average quarterback.
And I think we're going to be, I think with Raiola, I'm not even kidding, man. I think that with his talent level that he's got is transferable to Big Ten play. I think he's that good, and he's going to have 8 months to get himself squared away for it. I think we could win a lot of games. I think we can win a lot of games. I'm not going to say a win-loss record prediction. That'll be
come on now,
preseason. But I think we can win a lot of games, guys.
Yeah, we've got a way too early season prediction show we've got to put together. We can't be throwing that stuff out there yet, Andrew.
Yes, but I could throw some spice, like I can say like, hey guys, guess what? I'm the guy who is like, we're going 6-6, and we basically got pretty close to that.
Yeah, but your bottom end was also 5-7 last year, and you hit that dead on. Yep. Mine was 6-6. I initially thought I was going to be either 9-3 or 7-5, and then I dropped it to 8-4.
Didn't I? No, did I pick 6? Didn't I pick 7-5? I can't remember.
7-5 and 5-7. You said the Kool-Aid side was 7-5, and your realistic side was 5-7, and you were right.
Yeah, that is true.
Because it was almost a coin flip for you, if I remember right. You really wanted to say 6-6, but it was kind of a coin flip. It was like, no, I've got to go with 5-7 because I really think that's what we've got. Man, that was brilliant. I didn't even notice that highlight earlier.
Yes, it was really good.
Where he pointed to the one guy that pulled the safety over, and he just drove that ball right in there. That was beautiful.
Penix is that dude. Like, I hate how everybody's not giving him a higher grade for the NFL.
Did he catch that? He caught it.
He got it.
That was the worst decision.
First
play that was the worst decision
of the second half. Washington fans have got to be
shitting themselves.
Elated.
Oh.
Absolutely.
That was like
deflated
off half his back foot. It was so terrible. There's
you are
no
right,
reason
Husker
to throw
Army.
that ball.
What a pick.
There's no reason. Wow, he did get that ball. He did catch it. What?
Way to just ruin all
look.
the momentum.
Doesn't touch the ground.
It might have touched
He got the
ground.
hand, but he got the hand.
It might not have an angle
He
to
got
catch
the.
it.
Oh, let's see it. Let's see it from here. Let's see it from here. Oh, you can't tell. But they called it, so they need to be able to say it needs to be indisputable evidence. And I think
he got the hand under.
He got the hand
He
under.
got the other hand under the point of the ball.
Yeah.
And you're dead right.
Dude, what a
great pick.
What a way to get some momentum for Michigan. Oh, dude, Michigan could run away with this now. They could run away with
where
this.
it's at on the field, you're probably gonna play this. I'm guessing play action pass, throw it deep, and Penix is hurt. Did you see that? He's holding his ankle.
Oh gosh.
No, they didn't play action, throw it deep. I figured
they're just gonna run it. They're just gonna run it. I think they're gonna take the same thing you said, Andrew. I think they're just gonna run it until they stop them.
Yeah, why not? It ain't broke.
Get McNamara, or not McNamara, McCarthy. I keep saying McNamara, don't I?
Yeah.
Yeah. McCarthy. I think McCarthy,
he stepped right on his ankle.
Keep
Look at
him
that.
Healthy.
Ow.
Dude, that's brutal.
Ow, 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 ow. Ooh, gosh, I hope he's all right.
Penix needs another injury.
Yeah.
Yeah, no kidding. There it is.
Oh, gosh.
Oh, almost
Corum
got
is
through
so
there.
shifty.
Yep. You know who he reminds me of?
Who?
Amir Abdullah.
Oh,
he's got
Amir
that
Abdullah.
jump cut.
Yeah.
And that ability to make a hole where there really isn't a very big one and squirt through there so quick.
Yeah,
look at this. It doesn't look like much, and then boom, there it is.
That is a good comparison.
He does remind me a lot of Amir. Very springy.
Yeah.
But I feel like Amir had a better second gear than Corum does.
Oh, top end?
Yeah, sure. That top end Abdullah had was just why he's still in the NFL, he's never been a starting guy, but he's been a healthy role. Just a humble dude too.
Yeah, I like
Gotta
him.
love that guy.
He'd had a great interview like a year and a half ago on the Bussin' with the Boys podcast.
Mm-hmm.
It was such a good interview. Him and Bo Pelini, those two interviews were fantastic on there.
Bussin' with the Boys, they're so funny.
Yeah. It's a grain of salt podcast for me though, because it's like, okay, nobody Nebraska's on. I ain't listening.
Yes, yeah. I'm not really listening to anything else unless I'm just like genuinely intrigued.
Yeah. The Frost one was good. Didn't he have Rule on?
Yeah,
Andrew?
He's had
he
Rule.
had Rule on. Yeah, that's right. I remember listening to that one. That was
I listen to most of them just because I'm a big NFL guy, so I always enjoy when they have the NFL guys on too. Just it's a great insight between having anytime they have an NFL guy on, you got three guys in the league all talking about it.
You're getting at least 3 points out of this.
They
got the false start again. They're getting jittery. Oh, are we going to watch a Michigan implosion? Is this what we're going to see? The Harbaugh special?
No. This isn't the Harbaugh special. That's the Nebraska special.
Oh,
Too soon, Ken. Too soon.
Oh,
we're special.
Yeah, we're special. Look at I'm like, what
Andrew, would you spoil your way too early season record prediction?
Yeah. Television? So without even looking at the schedule yet, I know those first few games are pretty nice. I'll go with 8-5.
8-5.
8-5.
So you're thinking we're 8-5? We have a 13-game schedule next year.
I mean, there's a bowl game in there.
So you think we go 7-5 and win a bowl game, or do you think we lose a bowl game because we haven't been to one for so long?
I think we go 7-5 and win a bowl game.
All right.
And don't get me wrong. I'm gonna watch the spring game and probably change my mind a little bit, get a little overhyped, and look at that schedule again. Because isn't the schedule set up for us to go 6-0 or 7-0?
To start the season?
Yeah,
the
we
first
could easily.
6 games are definitely winnable.
So by the time the spring game and fall camp comes around, I'll probably be in that 9-4 camp.
Colorado.
I'll probably end up being 9-4 before the season starts, but
Accept your cookies.
They
All right.
are
So
getting
yes,
some
we
pressure.
start with UTEP. So I'll say I'm not going to give any numbers exactly, but I think we win way more games than 7.
Oh shit. Okay.
Let's
Even
go.
with Ohio State and USC on the schedule.
Oh yeah, USC.
USC's gonna be shit next year.
I mean, maybe with their new defensive coordinator, maybe.
Sorry, Ken.
We'll
I don't mean
see.
to cuss on your podcast. That's my bad.
No, it's
I got
okay. I love
relaxed.
I've been dropping them all day. I don't.
All
My
right.
little crap is busted, so don't worry about it.
All right.
Don't worry about it. God, what a great pick.
But let's see.
That's
We've
incredible.
got UTEP, Colorado,
Yep.
Northern Illinois, Purdue, or no, Northern Iowa, Illinois, Purdue, Rutgers, Indiana, Ohio State, UCLA, SC, Wisconsin, Iowa. And I'm looking at those, and
UCLA's beatable without Chip Kelly.
I see us potentially winning at Ohio State because nobody would really truly expect it to happen, but we put up a fight, I think, at least.
It's the upset game of the year.
Yeah, upset game of the year.
With that defense, I'm confident we can go into just about any stadium in the Big Ten and compete. Period. With that
But
defense.
I truly think
if Dylan is coached in such a way where he understands the live to fight another day situation, especially on 3rd and long.
Yeah.
I like our chances to win 8.
You ready? You ready for
before we
this?
get to a bowl, to be honest with you.
You ready for this?
I'm ready.
These are the games that I think are
Here we go. Are way too early.
These are the games that I think are don't lose. Like,
okay,
you can win this game, just don't lose this game.
Sure.
Illinois,
Mm-hmm.
Ohio State, Wisconsin, Iowa.
Colorado's not on that list.
I didn't.
We cannot lose to Colorado again.
This is my thing. Is my list doesn't necessarily also include other games I think are potentially in that.
He's hedging his bets, dude.
I'm just saying, like, those games are in that equation.
In my mind, we cannot lose to Colorado again. We cannot. We cannot lose for a 4th fucking time to Colorado.
No. These are not games. These are not games that I said we can't lose. I'm saying, like, we can win these games. These are games that we can win. So we can win against Ohio State. We can win against Iowa. We can win against Wisconsin. And we can win against Illinois. Because I think Illinois is a good football team. I think they're probably the toughest game out of that first 6-game stretch. And so I think Nebraska can win all of those games. We just need to do everything right to not lose them. Does that mean I think we go undefeated? No. Does that mean that I think that SC isn't a good football team, or UCLA or whatever, Rutgers? You know, like all these teams are also really good football teams, but like those are the big games. Those are the games that I'm circling, saying these are the biggest games of the year. Because in all reality, I don't give a shit about Colorado. I think we win that game. But no, here's my thing. I hate Colorado. Don't get me wrong. I loathe them. I detest them. I think they're scum of the earth. I think that they can eat the crusty hairs from my bum. So Colorado can just basically, eat my asshole. But
I cannot do another year of losing to Colorado, mostly because I have Colorado fans or friends.
But so the reason why I say that is because I think that we steamroll them. We get the buffer game against UTEP, and then, dude, we are absolutely going to steamroll them. They come into Lincoln, they're getting yelled at. They've got Deion freaking Trainwreck Sanders taking over a program they're all swagger and no buff. They have absolutely no esteem behind them. They're all front.
Nice little 4-yard
they're all
run
front. They're all frauds. Like, dude,
so we're planning on bringing a party bus from Grand Island, so we gotta have a badass tailgate for that game.
Oh, dude, that'd be sick.
Yeah, we're in.
We'll be there.
We'll be bringing up
We'll
the party
bring our
bus
own
from
NA.
GI.
We're good.
Oh, first down.
Nice. They're starting to run the ball a little.
Come
that's
on.
a good thing.
Get a tutty.
It's good to see. Good to see Penix is all right.
Yeah.
Definitely.
Back out there.
I really truly think if Penix didn't have all the injury concerns, he would be. I think he would make a push for the number 1 guy drafted over Williams because of Williams' mentality. I think if Penix didn't have all the injury concerns, like what wins in the NFL? Staying in the pocket and delivering. Yes, you have to be mobile enough, and that is what I think he is. He's mobile enough to step up in the pocket.
That dude's trucking people.
Oh my! Oh,
that might be 15.
That might be. Yep, there it is. There's a flag.
Yeah,
he threw him out of bounds. Jeez, brother.
Brother's feeling salty.
What are you doing? You silly goose. Oh yeah, let me go back to those. I was trying to figure out where I was at. I wanted to go back to the comments because I can just see. I can't see Facebook or X comments. I don't know if you noticed, but we were getting comments through Twitter now, so that's pretty neat.
They StreamYard just announced that last week that you can get comments from Twitter now, which is
beautiful.
Awesome.
It's beautiful.
Nice. That's where I know we've got plenty of people that watch us on Twitter. We just don't know it because none of those stats show up on the screen. I'm not sure it still shows you who's all watching from where, but
I know we've got 3 from YouTube. Oh.
I hate those.
Just the dead space.
Fluttering in the air.
I feel
forever.
like Nebraska's been on the bad end of those.
Yep.
Forever. No.
Yep.
So here's my logic. You ready for this? Nebraska's going to be good because, and I'm gonna stress this all off season. This is my philosophy. We have had so much bad luck in the bank, right? We've taken so much bad luck debt, dude. Like straight up, we've basically gone bad luck bankrupt.
Mm-hmm.
So Nebraska is bound to just like be successful in the luck category. Like it's just the law of averages is so built up in one direction. There's just no other way than up. Like, and I think that Nebraska has one of the most lucky seasons we will have ever had. It'll feel like Christmas morning every single freaking game because everything is going to go right.
Here we go.
That's my bold prediction. It's going to be one of those where it's like, holy crap, the fumble literally just like the team that we were playing had a football player that was so incompetent. They just gave us the ball at the most inopportune moment. And then we took advantage of it.
If that happens, you know, we're winning 10 games and we're right in the hunt for the Big Ten.
Yep.
Yeah.
That's scary. That's scary to me because I'm going to be insufferable if that happens.
Just ask any fan of Iowa. They'll tell you we're already insufferable. Right.
I have to say our annual Fuck Iowa episode was by far the best. So thank you, Iowa fans, for tuning in to that and raising us up.
That's cool.
Oh, yeah. You are too kind, Husker Army.
Yes,
I appreciate it. You appreciate my my unusual optimism because I have not been optimistic since basically the end of the first season of Generation Red. Like,
you haven't been optimistic since the day I walked into your door for that 2021 game at Illinois, and the first thing you looked at me, you said, holy shit, I'm nervous about this game. And it's been all downhill ever since.
Yeah. I just haven't been able to be that that childlike optimist because it's just always filled with heartbreak and devastation. And so like I'm sitting here thinking, okay, logically here, bad luck has just plagued us. Is it not our right? Is it not our turn with a good coach, with with a good culture built up, with guys who know what they need to do to start winning these games. Like, they've got new guys. They're going to have a brand new quarterback. Like, dude, I mean, you could just go down the line of potential. And I think that we have a coaching staff that can dial into a lot of that potential.
I got a weird one to throw at you. Did you just see that Talia Tagovailoa just hit the transfer portal?
Going to Miami.
Supposedly some connections between him and the Raiola family.
Yeah,
know of each other,
I've heard
friends
of smoke,
or whatever.
but like, I just don't know if it's really any legit.
Did he commit to Miami?
Who did he commit today to Miami?
Yeah,
I hadn't heard anything lately today. I just was curious.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure he committed to Miami. And then who was the other one? The kid that went to Georgia from UNLV. He committed to Georgia today. Yeah. But no, I'm pretty sure Tua's little brother, the Maryland quarterback, committed to Miami. I could be wrong, but
I don't see any commitment.
Maybe Miami's just a heavy favorite.
He's been courted heavily by Miami, and I don't know if Nebraska was kicking the tires at all. I doubt it. You've got your guy. You're probably going to be all in, pushing all the chips on the table, and
especially with DK
out there. But
I'm looking up news. It just says front runner emerges for quarterback.
Okay. So nothing official. Gotcha.
Yeah, nothing official. It looks like Miami is the team to watch. So we'll see.
Wow. You see that graphic? First 17 plays that Michigan had the ball, 235 yards. The last 17 plays, 77.
Let's go.
Washington stepped up pretty well on defense. So.
Let's go, Washington.
Yep.
Come on, boys.
Jim's in shambles.
Poor guy.
Jim
Harbaugh.
Oh, yeah.
He's like, God, I just went through this kind of game last week. It was 20-13. They were down.
You can't get away from it.
Yep. Yeah. I think you made a good point earlier, Scott, when we were talking at halftime. I think it was when we were talking specifically about Jim Harbaugh and this staff, in the sense that, if he moves on, he's put together such a good staff here at Michigan. If he doesn't take them with him to the NFL, I could easily see Michigan elevating one of those coaches to the head coach role. I mean, Sherrod Moore did a great job since he essentially was a head coach for 6 games.
Yeah.
They went undefeated.
And they went undefeated. You can't discount that at all. Good defense. Way to set the edge. That was good.
Mm-hmm.
Still got 3 or so out of it, but he still didn't let him cut back. There was no cutback lanes or anything. That was well done. Excuse me. So that sack on Penix, I was going to say when it happened way back earlier in the second quarter, that would be the kind of sack that Nebraska had last year. They have a hold of somebody like that, and then he squirts out somehow, makes some miracle matrix play or some shit.
Yeah.
Does his best imitation of Neo and gets out of an unwinnable situation and gets like 80 yards on a run or something. I mean, it was just crazy, the luck. Great fill. Holy smoke.
Wow. Yeah, that was crazy because I thought Edwards was about to just pop off.
Mm-hmm.
And they filled in
So
quick.
did I.
Let me watch this. Yeah, because it looked
there.
like,
It looked like it was there, and then I don't know if Edwards saw the linebacker just sitting there either.
Yeah,
Hampton's pretty good though.
Cut right into him.
Hampton's a hell of a dude. He'll be playing on Sundays.
Got him again. Nice.
Stopped him.
Nice.
4th down.
Washington team showed up and played with some physicality since the beginning of the game.
Good. It's exactly what they need to do. What was that halftime speech? What do you think that said? What did DeBoer say?
We die.
It said that Scott on that podcast was talking shit.
Yep.
He said that there's no adjustments we can make. It just is what it is.
Mm-hmm.
There's one live stream and one live stream only to listen to. We're going to figure this out.
Here we go.
Oh,
Sorry
Brian. Welcome, Brian. What up?
It, but what do y'all think of the potential Holgerson hire? We were talking about Dana Holgerson, I think, over halftime, Brian. I like the idea. I like the idea of bringing some of that aggressive passing game that comes from the Mike Leach tree. As long as we're still committed to running the football, I really, really like it. But Holgerson's offenses at Texas Tech were really good at using the running back too. So I like it. I like the idea that this guy's had some success at the Power 5 level as a coordinator and a head coach. We'll see if we get him. That'd be awesome. I think that would help Satterfield out a lot. Just having another idea man in the room to come up with some ideas for the offense, how to move the ball.
I don't think you can do the co-OC thing though.
You got to be one or the other. I agree with you there. They made it work like at LSU in 2019, right? It wasn't technically a co-offensive coordinator. It was a running game coordinator and a passing game coordinator. But technically they were co-offensive.
But somebody was still
running that side of the plays. Yeah.
Well, I think somebody's just calling all the plays, right?
Yeah. Joe Brady, wasn't it? Wasn't it Brady?
Yeah. And Joe Brady's a dude. You know what I mean? Look what he's doing for the Bills now.
What he did for the Bills after that crap show that was the beginning of their season. Yeah. I agree. So yeah, I'm absolutely loving the new setup here in the studio.
Dude, it looks amazing.
So much.
Ken. It looks so absolutely phenomenal. I'm so happy and proud for you, dude. I am.
Appreciate it. Yeah, it's got some new lighting in it. Those small square lights that I had in here before that you probably saw whenever you were in here.
Yeah.
I found some universal diffusers to put on a nice big round box that I could put over them so it turns it kind of into a softer studio light, just makes the light look less harsh.
Nice.
And then I've got two more of them back here on this wall, and they're not turned up very high. They're just kind of aimed down on us, so it kind of gives you that hair light, I guess is what they call it. Kind of separates you from the background.
I need to figure that out because like I have like in my kitchen set up, you know, like my overhead. So like with my hat though, I want to get like one of those ring cams to just go on like the side of my laptop to like shines in my face or whatever. So I don't have my shadow, but
you can go to Walmart, and that's what I started out with was ring lights.
Yeah.
Little 8-inch ring light that sits on a little tripod.
See, I just want like the little laptop one.
Yeah, you got those too. They're just not very bright. They don't cast a whole lot of light on you.
Yeah.
You know, for me, I have only studio lights on in here tonight. I have no overhead lights on.
Gotcha.
And that makes a big difference too, to have some nice, I could have better lighting, but for $400,
I think you're lit up pretty good. Your cameras are nice and clear. You know what I mean?
Yep.
Full HD, like you're good to go.
I've got two of those cameras that were in here when you were in here. Those are all sitting. I've got two shelves mounted next to the TV because that big TV used to be over here.
Yeah.
Now it's on the wall facing the door. And I got two shelves mounted with the speakers on them, and then I got the cameras mounted to those shelves too. And it just works perfect for camera angles for like a 3-person deal. So if someone's sitting here, then 2 people can sit here, and then I've got brackets on the shelves behind these 2 monitor TVs that we're looking at to watch the stream, and I can mount those 2 cameras on it whenever there's 5 people in here, and that'll cover each end of the table. So
didn't you have your camera on the wall when we did ours with the live one with Honky and Brian?
I didn't have them on the wall. I had them on tripods. So
I got
doing all the reset, the whole point for me was to make it much easier to set up camera angles and lighting, and to be able to mount the cameras in such a way where there was no tripods, nothing for anybody to trip on.
Yeah.
So it's a much safer studio to walk into.
Yeah, I've seen that. You got your cord covers and everything.
There's no nothing. It's all the lights are mounted to the walls, you know.
Yeah.
So
I got you.
Yeah, Washington's starting to move the ball, Scott. They figured some chinks in the armor.
Mm-hmm.
Those little swing screen passes and stuff have had some success here.
They're just moving along, just a little bit by bit.
Yep.
I just want a close game.
He got knocked down. He was supposed to be the screen man. got blew up. Holy smokes.
Yeah, he did.
They figured it out. Oh, he's the guy. Let's knock him on his tail. Either that or he tripped.
Oh,
yep.
yeah, no.
He got submarined.
I'm going to take a quick pause. I got to go to the bathroom.
Oh, you're good.
Send it, bud. Let it rip.
Yeah, rip tater chip. So yeah, that was.
Yeah, I was trying to figure out
10.
How did Brian send that chat? Because it says it's from YouTube, but it's got like an attachment sign on it, and like it doesn't show up on my phone's chat, but it showed up there. So I'm like, I wonder how Brian chat.
Ash?
Yeah.
I don't know.
I was trying to figure that out. I was like, I'm trying to figure out how that works.
I have no idea what the attachment is.
Yeah, I don't know what that is.
Maybe he sent us some cash. Or no, it was a link of some sort, it looks like, but I'm just not sure what it is.
I don't know. Oh well.
Maybe it's a link to the story.
I thought maybe you would know if I brought it up, but like I wasn't sure.
Brand new thing that I've never seen before. So
because I was like, wait, what? Because you started talking about a comment that was made, and I'm like looking on my phone. I'm looking over
like
there. I'm
six
like, what?
flags all on the field.
Yeah,
at
it was
once.
every
like,
ref. Every ref threw their sock.
False start. I'm like, it was so obvious they all had to yank a flag.
Everybody but the center.
Come on, dudes. Keep your head in the game. My goodness. I'm definitely not an objective viewer. I do not want Michigan to win this game, though I think they will. Oh, man.
Damn.
I don't know if that was the play before or what, but that receiver was wide, freaking totally held.
What do you think about the absolute gem of a hire that Washington got in Kalen
DeBoer? As good a hire as they could have made. I was hoping he was looking at getting a Division I job when Nebraska's could have came open before 2021. Kalen DeBoer could have very easily been a target then, and that would have been probably not a bad idea. With his ability to just, when Indiana's offense was kicking everybody's tail back in the day, when they crushed the crap out of Ohio State one day, that was Kalen DeBoer's offense with Michael Penix. So the man knows how to coach. End of story. He knows how to motivate, knows how to get kids playing. Fantastic hire by Washington.
Because, I mean, dude, what he did at Sioux Falls, or was it Sioux Falls? No,
Sioux Falls.
Was it Sioux City? Sioux City.
I think he was at Sioux Falls. I think you were right. Yep.
I mean, like, what the dude did was just incredible.
What, won 100 games, lost like 4? Something. I mean, it was nuts.
Lost 3 games in the 5 seasons he played at Sioux Falls.
Yeah, the guy's just incredible.
Just incredible. And then he goes to Southern Illinois as the OC wide receivers coach for 3 years. Gets the OC / quarterbacks coach job at Eastern Michigan. Then he moves on to Fresno State for 2 years as their OC / quarterbacks coach. Then he goes to Indiana for 1 year in 2019 for their OC / quarterbacks coach position. And then he gets the 2 seasons he played at Fresno State. This is why I consider it such a gem of a hire, is because his only true head coaching experience is Fresno State. And I think he went 6-6 his first year. Let me see. What was it? Don't mind me, folks.
Talking about DeBoer?
Yeah, DeBoer. We're talking about his record as a head coach.
Yeah.
I really wish in some ways, I love having Matt Rule. Don't get me wrong.
Okay. Yes.
So he
went, that's what it was. He went 3-3 because of COVID his first year. Then he went to a 9-3 record his second year, and then gets hired by Washington. It's like, if you really think about it, you're like, there really wasn't much to say with certainty that this guy was gonna like take you to a national championship in 2 years. Like that's pretty crazy, man. Like that's awesome.
Yep. Yeah, I they were I can't remember, it was Hail Varsity, one of the podcasts, one of the 85 Husker podcasts I listened to, said something about the fact that had Nebraska decided to part ways with Frost after 2021, instead of giving him 3 games in 2022, DeBoer would have been, that would have been the year he was hired at Washington. You know,
maybe he goes to Nebraska instead.
He had some ties to the Midwest, especially, and I know there was a Twitter account out there that said Kalen DeBoer / to Nebraska or something. Some fan he was openly stumping for him way back when Frost first got fired. And Mickey was interim. This guy was just every day was some post about Kalen DeBoer. And it's like, I started watching highlights. I'm like, holy cow.
Yeah.
This dude knows how to run a team and an offense, you know?
Yeah, and I like to think that it's not just the Michael Penix connection too. You know what I mean? Like you
don't win
just
100 games at Sioux Falls and suck at being a coach. So yeah, it's not just Penix for sure.
Yeah, Penix helps. Don't get me wrong, he helps. But
look at them go.
They're
That's
just
defensive stand.
They're not playing now. This has become personal, I think. This is what a national championship game should be, though. It shouldn't be.
It should be a slobber knocker.
45 points on a TCU team that had no business being there in the first place. You know, it shouldn't be that.
Excuse me.
You know,
it's a much better matchup too for Washington than Texas was.
That Duck Dynasty looking dude's their defensive coordinator.
It looks like a guru.
Yeah, he's like skinny like me. He's
like
got coke glasses. Yeah, bless you.
My allergies have been kicking my butt for the past few days.
I had that earlier.
He looks like the dude from Ted Lasso.
Yes, looks like Beard.
Yeah, that's a better analogy. Yeah.
Looks like Beard. That dude cracked me up. I love that show.
Yeah, that's a great show. All right, big stop.
All right, big third down. Big third down.
I hate that you guys are like 5 seconds ahead of me.
Get him. Crap.
Oh, we're ahead of you?
Crap.
Oh my gosh. McCarthy just went
30 some yards.
First down. Wow.
Had him corralled too.
Yeah.
I can always tell by your guys' reaction.
Crap. Nope. Not good. Yeah. That might be the play of the game right there.
Yeah.
If they go down and score, that's the play of the game. So it makes this a 96-yard drive if they get down there. We'll see.
Especially after that huge first down loss of yardage. Oh, and then they go to the outside.
Run again.
Do you guys think McCarthy's worthy of not even a first round pick? Because I don't believe in that at all. But do you think he's even worthy of a second round pick in the draft?
If he goes this year, no. If he sticks around for another year, which I doubt he will if Harbaugh's gone, probably not second. I'd say high third. But like I said, I don't know crap from Shiola about the NFL or how guys evaluate him or any of that kind of stuff. So, I mean, they picked Ryan Leaf second in 1997, and that was the biggest mistake in NFL history.
Yeah.
That guy was a head case. How you don't figure that out through the interview process, we'll never know. It would have been pretty obvious.
Yeah, it's not like Ryan Leaf didn't give you signs with his personality, even in college. You know what I mean? Even before he got into like all the like pill addiction that he had, like he had bad character signs back then, you know. I remember that was the Washington State Michigan Rose Bowl. Back then. I remember watching that game because that was like the premier game besides the Huskers Tennessee versus Peyton Manning.
Right.
Oh boy. Well, now you got to set out a play, you silly goose.
Yeah, you gotta go find your helmet there, dude. That
Dude's
was a
playing.
hell of a play.
That was
Holy
dope.
shit.
He read it like a book.
Yep.
Got him. He's got luscious locks.
Yeah. Maybe he's working toward that Troy Polamalu look.
Maybe. Or his own. He's going for his own brand. Name, image, and likeness, some may say.
Head and Shoulders is a sponsor.
Keep the frizz out of your biz.
Read it again, but can't get there.
Hey,
Oh, there we
block.
go.
Good block. Yeah.
Good defensive stand other than giving up that long run to McCarthy.
Yeah, dude,
I don't know
imagine
if they're going to go.
104-11 as a head coach.
Yeah, it's insane.
Nothing but a winner.
Mm-hmm.
Crazy.
Really need Washington to step up here.
Yeah.
No doubt. I mean,
yeah, one quarter, figure it out.
Up.
You're only down by a touchdown.
Oh, what a punt.
Oh, they got it. All right, they got 90 yards to go.
All right.
90 yards.
It's my turn, boys.
All right, let her rip, buddy. Full send. We'll have to come up with an interesting topic of discussion. So when you walk in, you're incredibly uncomfortable with whatever it is you hear us talking about.
I'm all about doing that.
That sounds amazing.
Let's make it as weird as possible for me.
All right.
Without disclosing too much, what's the weirdest topic we could talk about with your dad walking in?
Let's see.
You just like him walking in on you, like praising Colorado or something stupid like that?
No, I'm trying to think. Don't worry, I'll come up with it.
Oh, they're actually playing. I thought they were going to go to a commercial here.
No, I guess not.
Yeah, and I don't like that. They're rushing themselves. It's stupid. Like, it's just going to be the end of the third quarter. There's no reason to, like, rush it that much. You're only down by a touchdown.
I know what we can talk about.
Okay.
We can talk about how much orphan meat would you need in order to be self-sustained by the nutrients alone.
Wait a minute. What is the difference between orphan meat and regular meat?
So orphan meat, because children
burst down.
Because we're gonna assume they're children, right? Because they're orphans, right?
Okay.
Let's just get that out of the way first.
Yeah. Okay.
Important context here. They're sad. It creates endorphins and
it's like not killing a bull fast. So then when you if you don't kill a bull fast or a cow or whatever, you don't kill them fast and they suffer a little bit, it makes the meat taste worse. Is that what you're saying?
Yes. So basically,
we're talking about this with
basically because orphans are highly stressed all the time. Their meat will probably have
it can't be tender at all.
Delicacy.
Oh, it's just full of.
And then I don't know if you've ever gone down the crazy rabbit hole, but there's more rabbit holes you could go down with that. But basically,
I can't imagine orphan meat being good.
I would think it'd be tough and sinewy myself. You'd probably have to slow smoke that, wouldn't you?
I almost think you need to boil it.
Ooh.
Oh, dude, you can't boil any meat. That's tragedy. I think you have to smoke it. You have to put it in the smoker.
Low and slow, baby.
Yeah. You have to,
just
marinate it.
Sear it right off the top and then smoke it.
Yes. First collect tears. Marinade.
Salt.
Orphan tears.
Salt to tenderize it. Come on, guys.
Y'all are twisted. I'm saying.
Oh, jeez.
All right. We took a left turn.
Good Lord. It seems like the commercial frequency is certainly picked up in the second half.
Would probably pair well with some pipeline jerky.
Oh, wait, what was this?
Don't worry about that one.
Yeah, I was gonna say that's some interesting discussion part there, Brian.
Yeah, don't worry about that one. That one's
Is that what you'd season the orphan meat with?
That was not where we went with that, but I appreciate the creativity.
Pair well with some pipeline. I don't know, dude. Orphan meat, they're probably really skinny and scrawny. I bet they'd make really good pipeline jerky.
Just very tough.
Real gamey.
Yeah. You know? It's not like squirrel meat, you know?
Yeah. Okay. Any minute now, YouTube's gonna be like, we gotta get these sons of guns off of here
so quickly.
We found the line.
Orphan meat.
I bet you weren't expecting to walk into that.
I was expecting what I was expecting, and orphan meat was pretty much on brand from what I was expecting to walk into. So
Dad knows
now
me.
the extra special sauce that Brian listed there, that I was certainly not expecting. But
the saddest part is only one of us is drinking.
Right. We're doing this purely sober, dude. Can you imagine?
Yeah, we're doing this sober. These are non-alcoholic drinks.
Yep, we're having a good time.
This is great.
Best way I've watched the national championship game in 10 years.
All right, it's a witching hour, boys. It's Washington's time to come alive and take over this game.
Yep.
Let's get serious. Let's get about it.
Think they do it?
Cheer for Washington.
Are they going to start the run game and just make it their bread and butter?
The fact that they have held Michigan down so well since the second quarter started leaves me some hope that they can wear down this Michigan defense. I don't think Michigan was expecting this kind of physicality once they jumped out 17-3. But Washington's fought. I mean, they've been fighting the whole game. I appreciate their effort for sure.
Yeah, Washington has put up a real effort in the physicality department. Like it, because they know going into next year, they're going to have to be more physical with the Big Ten, right? And I think a lot of people question them about that. And I think they've done a very good job of showing, hey, we can hang like in a physical game, not just finesse only. So I don't want to do like a whole what's the word I'm looking for there, where it's like an empty victory or whatever, but
moral victory.
Yeah, moral victory. Thank you. But like I kind of feel like they're showing some true colors on how they're going to perform next year, and they scare me.
Oh, nice outlet.
And he dropped it?
Freaking drops it right in his hands. Come on, dude. You got to perform. This is crap.
Hey, bro, that's rough.
And he knew he was the primary.
In his hands.
He knew he was the primary too, because he was looking back at the quarterback as soon as he left the line of scrimmage. There's no reason you don't catch that ball.
Turned his head. Didn't follow through.
Yep.
Well, that's frustrating.
Yep.
That is frustrating.
Yeah. That's a pretty good punt right there.
Oh, that's good. That's cash. Nice.
Lord almighty, that's like a
16.
60 some odd yard punt, it looks like. So I think he kicked that from the 20.
That's ridiculous.
There we go. So Andrew, we're kind of thinking that if this, and it's gone pretty well tonight, we've always had at least 4 or 5 viewers. We're up to 8 again, which really appreciate everybody who's watching. Feel free to sound off in the comments.
I feel like I'm stealing a couple too, because I shared it on mine, so that's my bad.
No, you're good. You're good. We've been talking about, if this goes well, it'd be kind of cool to do these for like away games.
Oh,
just do live watch parties for Husker away games.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
that way.
I'd be down. I'd be down to do it on any time I don't any weekend I don't have my kids. So
okay. Okay.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Well, we'll let you know. Let us know when you've got your kids or whatever. And I'll just reach out whenever we get to an away game if this works out. I like doing this, and I think the away game, a Husker game to do this for would be a lot more fun. It should be certainly a little bit more animation in the room.
Yeah. You definitely have to put your explicit tag on if you're going to watch a game with me.
Certainly the explicit tag would be added to the podcast.
That's for sure. But no, I was going to tell you guys too, we're going to kind of switch our gears a little bit and rev into our NFL talks. So Wednesday night, we should be starting ours back up with Aaron. Just kind of recapping where we went right or wrong on our NFL predictions, everything, and then really dive into the playoffs and kind of get into that. But I wouldn't mind if we have a couple more decent headlines with the Huskers come actual signing day.
Right.
If there's something pretty serious we're talking about, I wouldn't mind having you guys on for sure.
Sounds good.
Absolutely.
So, and if you guys are ever feeling froggy, talk NFL, by all means. You guys need some off-season talk or whatever, well, you guys are more than welcome to join us.
I could probably be talked into it once the playoffs are decided and all that good stuff. That'd be kind of cool.
I almost texted you the other day and said I'm gonna need you to refrain from rooting for my Niners so hard anymore after that Baltimore game. You just let me take care of that, all right?
I'm sorry.
No, I would actually, everybody was like, "Oh man, how do you feel?" and everything. I was like, "That's a perfect time to be humbled." Like I think it's a great thing. We got humbled right at the right time. It's like, "All right, guys, you got to lock in. Let's get serious. Let's go." And you know what I mean? It's playoff time.
Yeah. I figure there's a really, really good chance that those are the two teams that are going to be in the Super Bowl anyway. And I think San Francisco maybe was just kind of like, we'll play it kind of as well as we can, but we've got more for you. Because, man, that next week they sure had no problem scoring. So
they definitely just need to stay healthy.
Yep.
That's the only problem they've ever had is just staying healthy.
Yep.
So we do that and we'll be fine.
Oh, everybody's got the dropsies tonight.
Quit dropping your balls, gosh dang it.
That Will Nixon, former Husker?
I think so.
You silly goose.
It was number 6, whoever that is.
It's a longer last name.
Johnson. Is that like Caden Johnson or
Cornelius?
Something? Cornelius, something like that.
I think it's Cornelius.
Wasn't that the Bills defensive end back in the day? Cornelius Johnson? I'm thinking Cortelius Bennett. My bad.
Yeah, you're thinking of Bennett. Yep.
That's my bad.
I forgive you.
Aging myself a little bit there.
Yes,
you weren't ready for that.
Cornelius Johnson. I didn't know that you remember that recruit that we lost back in the day in the Frost era, the Xavier Watts?
Yeah.
Yeah, the Notre Dame kid.
Yeah, who I won like an award.
Like DB of the year.
Yeah.
It's kind of a big deal.
He led the team in like interceptions and was just like an absolute.
Pretty sure he led the nation.
Yeah, he led. Oh yeah, maybe. I don't know. He had 7. I know that.
Yeah, like that's the reason why he got like DB of the year.
Just got him by the foot.
Wow. He got back to the line of scrimmage though. But damn. Yeah, no, I thought that was. I just went down the rabbit hole on that. Like, I want to say it was earlier today during my break at work. Or maybe it was yesterday.
You just seen it today about Watts?
No, I don't remember when I saw it, but I just remember somehow
after this
I was looking up Chase Claypool. Yeah, it would have been today. So I was looking up Chase Claypool because I just was curious about him. I was like, where did he play again? And I was like, oh, Notre Dame. So I clicked on Notre Dame, and then Notre Dame refreshed, and went to their current season stats. And I was like, X Watts. I was like, wait, what? I'm like, he played way back in 2018 or whatever it was. I was like, oh, wait, it's 2023.
See, Omaha Burt kid?
Yep.
Yeah, I guess. I can't remember.
Xavier Watts and Xavier Betts, both.
Same year.
Turns out we got the wrong one. But
we got the wrong one.
Yeah, for sure.
Typical.
Yep. But wasn't Xavier Watts, wasn't he a wide receiver switched to safety?
No, he was just a wide receiver. Oh, I'm sorry. You're talking about Notre Dame kid. My bad. Betts is the one that we got. Yeah. Yes, actually, I think he was. They recruited him to be a DB, and he
thought that was cool.
Oh, Brian, don't. He's antagonizing me right now, and he knows what he's doing.
That's his job, isn't it?
He knows he doesn't want to play the Niners. And the only reason why the Rams won for the first time in 6 years against the Niners outside the NFC Division Championship is because we were resting people. We weren't even playing in that game. So, Brian, like, I see you, I hear you, and I don't even want to acknowledge you.
It sounds like a butt hurt is strong with you today, Andrew.
It's a deep relationship that we have going back, not only in regular football, but fantasy football. So,
dude, I had the worst.
Fair enough.
I had the worst fantasy football luck. But I also had the best fantasy football luck, but just when it didn't matter. So the first half of the season, I went 2-4. And then I did really good second half of the season, only lost 2 more games or something like that, went 9-5. I only lost 1 more game then because I went 9-5. And then I lost in the first round by 1 point. I was like, gosh, dang it. And then, dude, guess the dude who wins our league was 6-8. Somehow snuck in barely. And then goes on to win barely against all of his opponents. And just somehow wins the whole thing.
So one of my leagues, I was the 5 seed going in, and I won by 0.03.
Oh no!
Yep.
For the championship game?
Yeah.
Bro, that's the closest championship game I've ever heard in my life.
0.03.
No, I don't believe you.
Yep. Swear to God. Swear to God. But then the other one that I won was our big dynasty league, right? So where you just keep everybody.
Good throw, but
you don't redraft.
Another freaking drop. What the blazes?
What were you saying about dynasty league?
That's the one that mattered to me the most. So the other one that I won is just you keep 2 people and just redraft. It's all offense, right? The dynasty league that we're in is you have individual defensive players and everything. It's deep.
Oh yeah, and then I also had a bad time with
Pump faked them.
Got it. Finally.
Got it.
So we also did the pick'ems, the college bowl pick'ems.
Yeah, there's a flag, I'll bet.
And dude, I did so bad. I went I think I would 21.
Griffin Holding. Come
21
on.
and 22, something like that.
Really?
Yeah. And I was just absolutely flabbergasted because there were about 11 games that I remember when I was the only rule I made with myself was I'm not touching games once I've picked them because I just want to go with my initial gut feeling.
Sure.
Holding.
And
Idiot.
There were about 11, 12, maybe even 13 games that I looked at, and my gut told me one thing. But then I looked at Vegas, and I kind of thought about the context, and I was like, well, this quarterback is opted out, this person, blah, blah, blah.
That could be a game changer, Ken. Sorry, Scott. I didn't mean to cut you off.
No,
That's a horse crap call, too. He literally grabs him around the front and lets him go. He doesn't hold him back at all. It's like, how can you throw the flag right there?
That's bullshit.
Yeah, I don't like
Just
that call at all.
No, well, it's not to be tonight, guys. I just don't think so.
No,
you got to.
They're gonna have to do some Miracle Man type shit.
Michigan's gonna come up with something on a drive here. I just feel like they're ready to bust another big play.
Oh, I think they can do it. I think Washington can do it right here.
Nope.
Nope.
They're too good at tackling. You just can't break a tackle against Michigan. It's not going to happen.
No.
And they can't complete anything down the field. And that's been Washington's bread and butter when it really matters. They've been able to throw some dimes downfield.
Convert on third downs.
Tonight. Yeah. Hasn't happened tonight.
There's still time.
There is still time. Oh, but yeah, so all the games that I should have just went with my gut and picked, I was right about like all of them.
So every time I do a pick 'em, I literally like don't study it or nothing. I literally just go and just be like, yep. Just run it.
That's I should have
always do way better. It's like going to the horse races, right? So like when you go to the horse races at Funner Park, I literally look at that program for about 30 seconds. I look for like 3 key stats that I want to know, and I just run with it after that. And like literally I have that next 25 minutes waiting for the next race to, minutes to post or whatever, but I don't need to sit there. And the more I look at that book, the more I second guess everything. It's like, nope, give me about 30 seconds. Let me run through that, look for my key stats and run them.
Well, it's like, I can't remember what the insane stat was, but like some like 50% of the top 100 like March Madness bracket
mascots
are all just like random ass people who knew nothing about basketball,
or people just picking mascots.
Yes.
Yeah.
And
to be fair, the more I go on Sundays to go bet like a parlay for football, the more I go in there and just not even think and just pick teams, the better I do. But if I sit in there, I'm thinking like, I always second guess myself and it doesn't work. Like I went in there and I second guessed myself on the Panthers this week. I had two 6-teamers, right? $10 each. Had the Panthers in both ones. One would have paid $450 on $10 bet. The other one would have paid $480. Both of them I had the Panthers. It's because like the guy I follow and the guy I listen to or whatever had the Panthers, right? I was like, man, that sounds stupid. There's no way that the Panthers are ever gonna beat the Bucks when the Panthers have nothing to play for, and the Bucks are playing to win the division and everything, right? So I'm like,
yeah.
But I was like, that's my dude. I'm just gonna go with him. No, I should have just went with my gut. And they ruined both of my parlays. I would have hit both of the other ones.
Should have just went with the gut.
I know.
Bunch of dang degenerates.
Dude, I have a question. How much money would you make if in the last like 3 years of Iowa football, if you took $10,000 and bet every single game on the under?
We'd be filthy.
I bet you'd be at 50 grand.
Like just making it.
Made the catch. I told you the big play's coming.
Big Michigan play.
And he had to actually go up and get that ball. Whereas all these balls Washington's dropping are literally in their breadbasket. And they're freaking dropping them.
They're literally dropping this game, fumbling the game. Yeah,
Michigan
that was
not great. That was not a great McCarthy pass.
No, Michigan came to win this game.
Was going up to intercept because he didn't think the receiver was going to get to it. Oh, wow. Well, been a great game.
It has been.
Gotta say, it's been a great game. End of story.
Washington made it at least somewhat interesting.
I thought they were going to get their dicks stomped in the dirt after that first quarter, and then.
Wait, what if pick six? Pick six, anybody?
That'd be kind of cool.
I would fucking love it.
Dude, I just want spice. Give me the spicy. I want to see the spicy.
I want a game. I want an overtime.
It's too easy. Looks like that Washington player on covering him wasn't really hustling all that hard.
Have they given up?
Looks a little deflated. Played so hard for 2.5 quarters.
Yeah, you're right.
He looked like he just wasn't there.
He looked pretty like
that was your guy, not mine.
There, and then just kind of was like, rip.
Just that play of the
just burn some clock, and I mean, either way, you're walking away with points. Yeah, you're getting points. Just bleed out the clock and call it a day.
Let's not. Let's get a turnover.
That'd be nice.
Scoop and score.
That would be so sick, dude. I would be so hyped.
I want to see jump out of my chair a little bit.
I want to see some college football playoff final magic.
It would be kind of cool.
Give me the goods.
Nope. Busted the tackle.
No. It gave me some good
half-assed tackle attempt.
That was a good run by Corum.
You can't tackle him by the shoulder pads.
You gotta wrap him up, buddy.
Him at the waist or below and wrap. You can't try to tackle him on shoulder.
Yeah, give him bear hugs.
That was bad.
Bear hugs only. Washington fans are deflated.
I'm deflated.
Rest in peace.
I just watching all these missed opportunities on wide open plays is just frustrating.
Oh yeah. Block.
Missed it.
Doinked
or did it go through?
It
Holy
went through.
Shit, it went through.
Wow.
Is that not a Harbaugh symbolism right there?
Holy cow.
That's insane.
Doink.
Goes boop. Yeah, you're not going to tackle him up there. Not by the elbow. Yep.
Oh man, I love Harbaugh.
That holding call was a backbreaker.
Yeah, that really busted their balls really bad. My goodness.
It's not looking good, but we've seen crazier things happen.
Yes.
I'm gonna hold on. Have a little
football
faith here.
God may bless us with even more excitement.
I think something crazy might happen here.
Well, this has been super fun. I wish that the championship game was not on a Monday night. Specifically,
why isn't it ever on a Saturday? Just because the NFL playoffs, like,
I don't know, man. Whatever it is, it's contract reasons, because everyone knows. I mean, why Monday? It doesn't have to be Monday. You make so much money. It has to be a contract that they're locked into with somebody for something.
College football should always be on Saturdays.
Yep.
And the championships should be on Saturdays.
You make too much sense. Stop that.
We can't be having logic.
No. Sounds like ours. That goes right out the window.
Logic is not allowed here.
No.
I'm gonna give Washington this drive.
Me up.
I'm gonna give Washington this drive. If they don't do nothing, I'm gonna pay my respects to Michigan and take a bow.
Indeed.
Yeah, I don't blame you.
Finally, somebody that's not from the SEC goes home with a championship trophy.
Yeah, I mean, no matter what, it's in the Big Ten.
Yep.
Mm-hmm. It's in the Big Ten.
Regardless of who wins, both teams will be Big Ten next year. So.
Mm-hmm.
Now, technically, does the Pac-12 still get to claim it for this year, though?
Technically, yeah, they do.
Yeah.
Yeah, they do. But that's okay. It's just like
it's the last thing they'll ever have.
It's like watching the Big Ten Network. Anytime there's a classic Nebraska game on, they consider it a classic Big Ten game.
Yeah, like us versus Kansas State or something.
But look at this. Boink. Talk about the perfect angle to miss.
That's incredible.
So how long after this game do you think it'll be before it's announced that Jim Harbaugh's going to the NFL?
3 days.
You think 3 days? That long?
3 days. I'm setting my over-under at 3 days. Where are you at? Over or under?
Under.
I'm going to be under.
I'm going to say Wednesday. I think by Wednesday.
Crap. I think he's going to pull a Brett Bielema where it's like not even 12 hours after winning a championship, he's going to be announcing where he's going next. Bielema already had that Arkansas deal in his back pocket.
What if he says it? What if he says it post game?
That would
break records.
That would break. Yeah. Oh, jeez.
He's not going to go down without a fight.
He's a Weeblo. Weebles and wobbles don't go down.
Weeblos.
Come on, boys.
Kind of wrapped up in this here.
Yeah. Yeah, we're
they're down 14. It's a lot. It's a stretch. 6.5 minutes, 14.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, you're gonna have to pull some clutch juice.
There's like that. Throw.
Okay, that's some clutch juice.
Throw.
There's some clutch juice. If only you would have got the
Very
tutty on
nice
it.
Throw. Yeah.
That's okay. It's okay. Beggars can't be choosers here.
Still plenty of time.
Oh yeah, he's trying to communicate.
Right. Yep.
Okay.
Sands are still
alive.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. All right. Inside the 30. This is where you usually false start. You got to be freaking kidding me. 73 again.
Hey, it's New Year, new coach problems.
That's annoying.
But that's just
that is so annoying.
Problem in other games that I've watched them play, they hardly had any penalties at all last Monday night.
They're in their own head tonight.
Yep.
That is so annoying.
Penix has been throwing off his back foot all night too.
Yeah. Michigan's getting a good pressure on him.
Oh boy. And then he totally airmails one.
Oh.
He's in his own head too.
Oh,
he's
boy.
worried that his guys aren't. If I throw it right to their hands, they're not going to catch it. I guess I got to throw it over their head. Maybe they'll actually make a play.
He's not trusting himself right now.
So he's like right there. I mean, how do you airmail it that badly?
He was about to get walloped.
Smoked.
Had to get it over the big man.
Yeah, Penix is he's seeing ghosts. He's got them happy feet going on right now. He's just not comfortable in that pocket
they
at
could
all.
have thrown another flag right there because 73 was already backing up before the ball was snapped. Yeah, Michigan's just pinning their ears back now.
They're coming for the throat. Murder. Commit murders. Win championships.
2 of 11 on third down. Oof.
Not good.
Oh boy.
That was a YOLO ball.
That was a YOLO ball.
Got to kick it, don't you? Or do you go for it at this rate in the game? I think you go for it.
You got to go for it. Because you're
I don't
down.
think you're getting it
down
back,
2
but
full
maybe
scores.
one more time.
You have to go for it.
Yeah. Yep. All right. I mean, I don't want to say this is game, but it's basically game.
Oh, this is for the entire game right here.
Yeah, I think you're right. I think if they get this, it's a game's still up in the air. And they called timeout. That's probably a wise.
Think about it for a moment here.
I think Washington's got all 3. Yep. Interesting.
You got nothing to lose. Calling that timeout. I mean, realistically, it's for the game, so you got to get it right. You know what I mean? You can't future cast and think about the next touchdown or anything. You have no next touchdown without this touchdown, so you got to do whatever it takes to get this one. So I don't hate the timeout. What's the play call here? What are you guys going with?
I think you got to go with some sort of slant.
It's got to be
one guy's
got to
be a
sticks.
slant, and then the rest are all posts.
Because they're playing quarters deep, so you've got to at least get to the sticks and trust.
Oh, there's the yellow ball.
He just literally heaved that whole
and then
thing.
There it is.
And then Michigan messes up. Oh my Lord!
Oh no! And Penix is hurt again.
Oh, he got
no! And then I think there were flags before too. I think there were flags in the front and the back.
The passer.
Oh,
probably defensive pass interference. Like, oh, Mikey.
Offset, replay, 4th down. Jeez,
penalties offset.
Of course, 73 had to go and muck it up.
That's the most annoying thing I've heard this entire game.
Look at that. He didn't even move. Apparently, he didn't know the snap count there either. Good Lord.
Offensive line woes to the max. Holy cow.
It's like, are you kidding me? Do you not listen to what's being called in the huddle?
So what do you call now? You know, like, oh shit, we didn't have a plan B last resort play.
Yep.
Oh,
there it is. There it is. Was waiting.
Oh, and he's
gonna go.
He's just gonna take it home. Look at that block. Oh my goodness. Michigan is gonna take this one. Oh boy.
Titletown is finally back. Hey, guess what, Michigan? You can actually claim an outright national title for the first time since
1941.
Yeah.
Something like that.
Yep.
Well, boys, I'm gonna succeed this game.
Yeah,
I have a Michigan fan that I owe a shot to on FaceTime.
Hell yeah.
That's all good.
So appreciate you guys having me on. Love being here with you guys.
Hey,
appreciate it, brother.
Time.
Yep. Thanks for taking the time to hang out. It was a good time.
Yes, love you guys.
On the left.
Yep.
Keep it going.
All righty, man. We'll see ya.
All right, boys. We'll see you.
See you later, man.
Later.
Well, shoot, man.
That was a bummer. And
then he just crushes it.
Yep. And that's it. Now it looks like it's way more of a blowout than it was for most of the game. But you got the feeling watching that Washington was fighting so hard, but they couldn't get out of their own way.
Mm-hmm.
If it was not being able to catch the ball, it was number 73 not remembering for 20 seconds what the stupid snap count was.
Yeah.
Or when he did not false start, he didn't start at all, so he had to hold his guy so that Penix didn't die.
Yeah.
So it's just God, this is painful. Just downright painful. Oh, it's 2nd and goal. They didn't get in. They will now. Yep.
There you go. Gave it to him.
Yep.
My goodness.
Well, congratulations to Michigan.
Hey.
And
Big Ten as a whole. Big Ten conference.
You won all the games you didn't cheat in too, which is impressive.
Yes.
So, that's awesome.
It's crazy how much more their offenses were able to do on you, though. It's crazy how that works too.
Yeah. You look at the numbers, especially for like McCarthy and his pass efficiency before the scandal broke.
Mm-hmm.
And then after Stallions was fired, his numbers went down a bit. I mean, it wasn't like ginormously different, but it was different. And, chalk it up to other teams and their defensive coordinators figuring out what to do to slow down the offense too. But anyway, that just was a horrifically bad throw.
Mm-hmm. And there was a dude open on the left.
Yep.
Rip.
This just looks like old-fashioned Nebraska football. Fullback leading up. Tight ends on the end of the line. I miss those days when we could just run people over. Hopefully we'll get there again. That back coming out of Oregon's a pretty big dude.
Mm-hmm.
He could be that 3-down back that we've been looking for. Good to see. Blake Corum's just a classy kid.
Mm-hmm.
Works really hard. He's great in the community. There's a lot about him. I really like Blake Corum. So I'm extremely happy for him that he gets a national championship after the disappointment of the last 2 years. Getting to the playoff and basically getting inexplicably crushed by Georgia in that first year.
Mm-hmm.
And then the next year, knowing Washington's signals, but Washington changed them, or not Washington, but TCU changed them.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Oh, Lord. He looks like he's hurting.
Oh, poor guy.
Mr. Penix, you gave it a go, son, but it's awfully hard to win if your boys aren't helping you much. And they certainly didn't help him much, especially in this fourth quarter. All right.
Working with your things.
Oh, yeah. The hearing aids went goofy there. They turned themselves up by like 4, and that was getting a little loud in the headphones.
Oh, I'm sure.
Yeah, they'll give him
the dink and dunk.
Yep.
Oh, is that targeting? Penix, dude.
Yeah, if he's grabbing that pad on that side, those ribs are killing him.
He's got bruises for days. If not, something's broken. I would not be surprised if something was broken.
Yeah.
Yeah, I agree, Moonbot. It was definitely Washington losing the game more than Michigan winning.
Yep.
They did everything they could to lose the game.
Yep. Yep, there you go. 3 to 4 missed wide open wide receivers by Penix. There's a lot of things they could have done better tonight.
Targeting.
They're going to actually call that targeting. He did kind of catch him with the side of the helmet.
Yeah, side.
Yeah, they could
sort of. It's the crown, but
yeah, I don't know. What do you viewers who are still in the commenting and in the live chat, what do you think? Do you guys think that's targeting?
Looks like Husker Army says
he's on his way to. He's got to go to
ready.
work.
Get ready for work.
Hey, thanks, Brian. Thanks for hanging. Thanks to Moonbot for hanging. Thanks to all the people who have hung out here throughout the entirety of this live watch party. We plan to do more of these. We will do these during the season. We'll try at least one for one of the away games for the Huskers. It should be interesting to see. We'd definitely be probably quite a bit more animated for these live watch parties if it's a Husker game. And as he said, the explicit tag
almost got picked again.
He's overthrown a lot of guys tonight. And you know what? When those ribs are hurting, you're probably not stepping into it like you want. You're probably not rotating like you need to through the ball because everything hurts. So that's probably a good reason why he's airmailing some passes. Gosh, I was out scooping snow today, Scott, and I had a flashback to that one day when we lived on Broadwell and Anna, and my truck got stuck in the snow, so I was pissed off, and I was running around the truck with a shovel trying to get it dug out, and I slipped on a piece of ice.
Oh, man.
And it was this big clump of ice on the driveway that was about 6 inches tall, and I landed on it with my rib cage. Oh yeah, that was a miserable brutal. 4 to 6 weeks after that.
Yeah, that's no kid. That's no joke.
I was like, so every time I scoop snow, I'm always really careful where I step. I take my time because I'm like, I just don't want to take any shot of ever feeling that pain ever again.
Ooh, 4th and 1.
Got it.
There you go. Moral victory.
Moral victory.
You just need 21 points in 2 minutes. You got this.
That's right. It'd be nice to put another tutty on the board and not lose by 21.
Oh, there was somebody still on the field.
Right there.
Are they going to get petty about it?
Dropped again. Dropped again. Good Lord. How many receivers has Penix hit right in the hands and they keep dropping them? I get it. Michigan's making plays, but those are the plays you have to make if you're going to win a national championship.
Mm-hmm.
The moment got too big for Washington.
Mm-hmm. They weren't ready.
Some blood on the front of that boy's uniform.
Mm-hmm.
Been a slobber knocker for sure. So there we go. I think Moonbot's probably out too. Ooh, that should have been picked.
Ooh. And
hey, thanks, Moonbot. Appreciate you. Appreciate you being in here. And poor Penix is going to feel it tomorrow.
Oh, yeah.
I don't know why. Hats off to the kid. He hasn't quit fighting, that's for sure. But he's just getting clobbered every time he steps back, it seems.
Sure seems like it. Rough, buddy.
Yeah.
Yeah, we got 1:59 left until it's looking like Michigan will for sure be the ones crowning. Oh, this guy.
Mm-hmm. Ooh. Well, your brother's out there fairly animated, doing whatever he's doing online. I can hear him.
He's having a good time.
Yeah, he is.
I think he's playing poker.
Congratulations, JJ McCarthy. This was
I'm just happy for the Big Ten, in general. Like, it's nice when we get to take one home for our conference and get to at least send the big middle finger to the SEC every once in a while.
Yep. That's for certain. It doesn't look like Washington's used any of their timeouts in the second half.
No.
Which kind of, why? Why wouldn't you? I mean, well, they did call one for that 4th down play, didn't they, when they were trying to score? So I'm not sure why they're showing all their timeouts there, unless Michigan was the one that called that timeout. But
yeah, might have been Michigan.
So.
Damn. I'm sitting here watching Penix. I'm like, dude, why don't you just let your backup
take a knee?
Like, just let your backup do something.
Yeah, well, it's got that warrior spirit, I suppose.
Yeah, I mean, props to you, dog.
It's like, I'm gonna give it till I can't.
He's like, I will fight until the last second of this war. So I got to go to the NFL.
10.
NFL scout said, I will fight.
Right in his hands.
Oh, my God.
Oh, I'm so sorry, Penix. You got stuck with receivers that forgot how to catch a ball tonight.
She cried tears of joy.
Wow.
Let's go.
Okie dokie.
She was like, oh, my God. Let's go. She's stoked. She's like it's like come full circle. You remember early in the Harbaugh era, Michigan State botched punt, strip score, and then there's that iconic Michigan fan who's just punt. Like,
yeah.
And she was like the closing chapter of that. I want to call it a saga, but maybe they'll make her into a GIF.
It was chances are somebody grabbed a screen grab.
Somebody GIF that now.
Yep.
Minute 25.
Oh,
let's see. We've been streaming for 3 hours.
Yes, we have.
So yeah, that would be a 3.5 hour stream.
If we'd have been on time,
we would have been on
4 hour stream because we would have started it.
Oh 6, yeah, we would have.
But oh well.
Oh boy.
There's victory. I don't know. Maybe this is one of those things we could do a live watch party for like the first half and see if we've got the stamina to do this.
Yeah, no kidding.
Set up 2 separate streams.
Oh, they missed him. You guys didn't have to get me. He's like, yeah, you can't get me. You got to earn it. You got to earn it, nerds. You got my arm. That doesn't count.
I don't remember who it was, but it was Dabo Sweeney at the end of the bowl game with Clemson. He stood there. He saw him coming because he was being interviewed. And he stood there. He's like, all right. And they doused him. It got the camera wet. And he looks at the gal that was interviewing him. He goes, is that leather? She had a coat on her. So was that leather? I hope that's okay. I'm sorry about that. Kind of thing. It was really cool. So, well, there you go. Your 2023 national champion at this point in the game is Michigan. Still pending, of course, the results of multiple NCAA investigations. So
you can't let them even have a moment of realistic joy. It's like, well, as of right now, they are the national champions.
Yeah, until the NCAA decides to just basically do what they're doing with Kansas, which is kick the can down the road. So,
yeah.
So there, he finally got doused. There you go.
I got to pee so bad.
Well, you can go ahead and pee, and I'll just close this thing out, or we can just close it out real quick. And
let's just close it out real quick.
Alrighty. Thanks for watching, folks. We appreciate it. He's Scott. I'm Ken. And where can folks find you?
Yes.
You
can follow me on Twitter at Scott GenRedPod. That is Scott with 2 T's. Second T is silent.
Good one. Excellent. You can find the show at GenRedPod, and that would also be me on Facebook, Twitter, and YouTube. If you're watching on YouTube, you already know that. Crap, if you've been watching on Facebook and Twitter, you already know that too. But Generation Red is the name of the podcast for the audio show. I'm not sure I'm going to release this as an audio show. maybe it just stays as a live watch party on YouTube only. So if you want to be in on these, you need to be subscribed to YouTube, because I'm not sure Herdat wants to throw a 3-hour podcast out there, but I'll see. I might send it to him.
Especially with us talking about orphan meat. Who knows?
Orphan meat and pipeline jerky and other
fluids. That was in the chat exclusively.
That was in the live chat.
It never made it in audio form,
no,
thankfully.
Thankfully, we were smart to do that. Anyway, genredpod.com is our website for all of our social links and to watch all of our past shows and listen to them as well. genredpod@gmail.com. We appreciate you guys. He's Scott, I'm Ken. Together we're Generation Red. And we're here to remind you every single week that one of these days, Nebraska will be good again, because there is no place like Nebraska.
And Iowa's corn sucks more than Washington wide receivers were at catching balls.
You know what? You're probably correct about that. Anyway, thanks again, folks, and we will see you probably mid-February. We got a special show coming up. But until then, God bless and go Big Red.
Go Big Red.